Hi guys, thank you very much for tuning into this video with me, Lorien. So, a lot of you have asked for, and quite rightly, because I asked for your suggestions. Let me see if I can just get more of this in. There we go. For what spells you wanted me to do. And resounding from emails and stuff was mostly about love and divination and methods of maybe connecting with the love kind of thing. So, what I thought I might do is a follow-up to the love oil recipe that I did a while ago, which was this one, and I'll leave the little eye in the sky up there. I'll put a little bit of thing on there just to show you how to make the love oil if you're interested. But yeah, basically I thought I would follow on and do something about a love spell. Now normally I would use normally I would use a smaller candle than this, but I actually want to use some of the smaller candles for the full moon, because I have a few clients with spells who need a bit of love help on the full moon. So this is kind of going to be my description. I think actually you'll see more if I do it this way, from kind of descriptions and things. So all you need for this one is very simple: red candle and a candle holder, something to carve your candle with, and I'm using this little spokey thing at the end of my things. I mean, normally you could use an athame or a ritual knife if you wanted to, but I find it's very awkward to try and do that. I think that it's a bit fiddly and all that kind of stuff. All you need really is your candle holder, something to carve into the candle, a lighter as well, and optional, completely optional, are the following items. So, bay leaves, the money drawing oil, rose petals, which you can't see because I didn't bring rose petals, and incense. Now the incense that I'm using is opium, which is this stuff here, because whenever I do a love spell, I always have to invoke Freya. Now, a lot of people do this officially. A lot of people do this, with the whole ritual thing. I just do it by lighting the incense because I often light it on her altar. So to me, the scent is very much associated with Freya. So that's kind of what happens for me, because she's the goddess of love and war. But we're going to focus on the love part. But yeah, if you want incense, maybe you have amber, because I use that sometimes because it's very rich scent. Or if you wanted sandalwood or something like that, whatever you would associate with your own version of love and what you wanted to draw in. I would recommend looking at a list of maybe incense usage and stuff like that. Correspondences to see what you want to light to invoke within your senses a sense of love. So, bay leaf, pretty much standard for me personally. Every time I do a spell or something like that, I always get a bay leaf, and I either write something on it, or I put a little dab of oil on it, or something like that. But this is for me similar to smudging with sage. This is kind of like gives me that nice scent. But again, I have to stress, it goes up like wildfire. It's very dry, so be careful with your fingers. And if you do that, obviously you need a cauldron. So don't worry about that too much. Okay, so once you've put that in there, if you wanted to, you could kind of, with the pen, write your petition on there, or, set your intention for the spell, like love or whatever it is, and put it in there. So without further ado, let's get to it and see what else we can do with this spell for you guys. So I know the first thing about doing this is dressing your candle. And I actually am going to do a video about dressing candles and how I do it. So I won't go into it in all of this video. But what I'm going to do is kind of take you through the process of what you really want to be doing with this candle. I mean, Some people actually get candles shaped like men or women, or even phallic candles and stuff, but I'm just standard candle for me. So what I do, okay, with this one, yeah, I know what I'm going to try and do here. So you have this oil, and if you put this oil on first, it's going to be very difficult for you to carve. So what I'll do first is write what I want on this candle, and it's very much the case of, if you want to write out a lot of stuff, maybe you need a bigger candle. But for me, I would write runes on here. I would write love or passion or the name of the person that I want, in a relationship, not just kind of random person. If you have a relationship or a partner who maybe needs a bit more love and, connection, you can actually put that on here just to encourage that. But if you want to draw love in, maybe it's something like a mantra that you want to put on there, like I am worthy of love, or I draw in love freely, or I have a relationship that's fulfilling. So, anything like that, anything that you want, even if it's just romance, you can put that on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw Freya's rune at the top of this. Now you probably won't be able to see the effect of this. I'm going to draw Freya's rune at the top. And then, can you see? No, I don't think you can too much, but anyway, it's drawn. It's drawn. And then I'm probably going to put, what else would I want? See, this isn't actually a spell for me. This is just kind of a demonstration, but I'm still taking it very seriously. Okay, so I'm just going to write on here that I would probably want some. It's very difficult with this. I normally have a little compass thing, but I don't know where that is. So, love. And maybe romance as well. Maybe my name too. Always good to have a pentagram on there as well. If I had proper editing software on this laptop, I would probably edit this all out, but it might be good to see. So basically this is, like romance on this bit, and, love, and then my name, and then the pentagram. So you kind of get the idea. You can fill this up if you want. You can completely cover it with carvings and runes and all that kind of stuff. So basically, you've got the candle, you've kind of putting your attention in there with love and with the names and with everything else. And it's also a good thing is when you're carving it to also imagine that your intention is very much deeply seated in here. It's actually going in here, and you can imagine what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody, or to have that connection back, or just something that really connects with you. The next thing you want to do, obviously optional, is to put the love oil on it. Oh, if it would open. Okay, so this is the one I did in the other video. So all you need to do is just coat a little bit of your finger. It doesn't matter if you get some herbs on there either from inside the bottle. And this is how I do it. So I go from halfway to the top, and I go clockwise around the candle. You can stock up more oil, but I just go up here like that. And while I'm doing this, sometimes I say it out loud, sometimes I say it to myself, but I often say, may the prayer of this candle, or may the intention of this candle reach the gods. So, may the intention of this candle reach the gods. And then the next thing we do is go halfway down to the bottom, so that a response may be received on the earth plane. So you've basically coated the entire candle with this love oil, and you've said that you want to send your prayer to the gods so that you receive a response down here. And the reason I go clockwise around the candle is basically so that it's kind of drawing it in. If you go anti-clockwise, it's kind of taking it out, it's banishing. So I want to do it this way to actually bring it in. That money oil actually smells pretty good. I can't remember what I put in there this time, but it's really good. Alright, so you've done that. What you can then do is hold the candle for a minute. You know, just imagine how it's going to be to bring this into your life, what it's going to be like when you have that love relationship, or what it's going to be like when it's all improved and stuff like that. And then you put it into your little candle holder. I bet this isn't the one that fits this. No, it's not. Okay, here we go. Apologies, but the little one does not fit it. So anyway, you've got your candle in the candle holder, and then what you do is you light it. Alright. Now what I would also recommend is to have some kind of ambient music on in the background to maybe help you focus on it, or maybe kind of love songs, you know, all that cheesy stuff, or maybe a song with lyrics that really mean a lot to you, that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna light this. Right, so it's burning very brightly now. I'm just gonna leave that on my altar here. Obviously I'm really sorry that you can't see it, but the little one obviously didn't work. But anyway, this is actually going to stay on here now. Now, what you can do is you can either burn this down until, you know, overnight, leave it on thing, or you can kind of snuff it out for 10 minutes, after 10 minutes lighting a day, until you feel that it's done. I personally would just leave it because I don't have time a lot of the time to kind of snuff it out and then come back, and I also worry that that kind of disturbs the energy of the candle, because you're probably not going to be in the same mindset at any other time. So I would say just leave it, you know, if you have a fire friendly or safe area. But as you kind of light it, I would spend maybe 10 or 15 minutes just imagining it and being with the candle and having this sort of calming connection that seems to be coming through, and just feel very much at home and like you've got a pink light surrounding you. I mean, a lot of spells do actually mainly incorporate visualization. This is just a tool to actually bring in this visualization. I'm just going to see if we can kind of see this up now. See? So we've got that little bit of candleage going on there, which is very cool. I love candles. It's quite a very strong flame too, so that's a good sign for actually coming in with it. But there are, you know, there are different days that you can do this on as well. For instance, you can kind of do it on a Tuesday, which is all about Mars and Aries energy. But also it can be about protection and stuff like that, but I think mostly it's marriage that some people use it on a Tuesday for. You can also do it on maybe Thursday, which is all about Jupiter, and that would kind of, you know, be a big magnifying glass to kind of draw this in and have that kind of stuff. And also loyalty for Thursday, you know, because that could be something that you want to inspire. But the best thing probably is Friday. This is Freya's day, this is Frigga's day. It's also the day of Venus and Aphrodite and rose and strawberries and all this kind of stuff. So I probably think that it's most likely to be Friday for people who want to do this, because it's all about family and sexuality and harmony and growth and romance and stuff like that. But really, the best time to do it is whenever you feel that you have the moment to kind of step down and you know, just kind of dedicate the time to do this. You don't want to do this when you're angry, you don't want to do this when you're desperate, you don't want to do this when you're all over the place emotionally, basically. You want to do it when you have a level head and you can clearly intuit what it is you want to bring in. And I also think that there's maybe a little bit of a stigma to love spells. It's just to encourage things. This is the most basic spell that you can do, I think, for love. Everything else, you know, that I do for clients and stuff like that can be different layers of it. It can be very kind of complex and, you know, various different things. But to be honest, this just, I think as well, it's better to do it on, you know, the waxing moon, so from the new moon to the full moon. Otherwise it could be quite difficult to draw it in. But if you want to finish before you kind of go to bed or something, you can just kind of sprinkle rose petals around the bottom of the candle, just to, you know, infuse that with a little bit more romance and stuff. You can dress it with herbs if you like. You can dance around listening to Adele or whatever, I don't know. It just, whatever you want to do, that also incorporates it into the spell. That energy goes into there. So I think basically this is just the kind of standing point for you to create whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, this is my example of a very basic love spell. You can kind of play with it, you can add your own stuff to it, do whatever feels natural to you. If you want to ask me any questions, just either link below or go to my website and give me an email or something like that. And if you're interested in the spell from me, then all that information is down below on my website too. But yeah, I wish you the very best of luck with this. I'm probably just going to leave this running now. Just seeing how it goes. Who knows, maybe doing this little spell will bring something nice for me. Who knows? But yeah, keep me updated. Let me know if you try it and what the results are. And as always, make sure that you're fire safety with this. I'm very Mrs. Health and Safety when it comes to all this kind of stuff, but I really don't want to hear of people having singed their eyebrows off because of something that I told them to do. So yeah, just make sure that you're safe with it. And I look forward to hearing what's going on for you all. So take care of yourselves, and I'll speak soon.